Hello dear students, myself CMA Padmaja Buzruk. I will discuss accounting standards. Go to study note number 12, accounting standards. I will discuss AS7. AS7 is for construction contracts. As per AS7, construction contract is a contract specifically negotiated for the construction of an asset or combination of asset closely interrelated or interdependent. For example, contract for construction of building, dam, bridge, road, etc. This accounting standard further mentions that the following are also included in construction contract. Contract for rendering of services which are directly related to construction of asset, for example, services of architect. So the contracts which are directly related to construction are also to be considered under AS7, for example, services of architect, contract for destruction or restoration of asset, and the restoration of the environment following demolition of asset. For example, if existing structure or building in a plot of a land has been demolished before new building as per new design is constructed, the destruction of building is construction contract. So in order to build new building, old building, if it is demolished, then this demolish or destruction of building is also comes under construction contract AS7. Applicability. This standard is applicable in accounting for construction contract in contractors' financial statements. This accounting standard does not apply to customer, that is contractee. AS7 is applicable to contractor, it is not applicable to contractee. This would not be applicable for the construction project undertaken by the enterprise on its own account as a commercial venture in the nature of production activities. So there has to be contractor and contractee, then only AS7 is applicable. If the construction contract or project is undertaken by the enterprise on as a commercial venture, then in that case AS7 is not applicable. Types of construction contract. Construction contracts are of two types: fixed price contract. In this contract, contractor agrees for fixed price of the contract or fixed rate per unit. Cost plus contract. In this contract, contractor is reimbursed the cost plus fixed percentage of fee or profit. Some constructions contracts may be mix of both, that is fixed price contract and cost plus contract. In case of fixed price contract, the contract price is fixed. That is, for construction of a building, the contractor charges 1 crore rupees. Fixed charges, fixed price contract. Cost plus contract, whatever cost is incurred by contractor plus fixed percentage of that cost as profit. Objective Objective of AS7 is when revenue should be recognized and how to measure the revenue in the books of contractor. The primary objective of this accounting standard is the allocation of contract revenue and contract cost to the accounting period in which construction work is performed. Sometimes the construction work takes more than 1 year to complete, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Then, how to allocate the revenue and cost in which accounting period is to be decided by the contractor, and AS7 helps contractor in this: when revenue should be recognized, how to measure revenue, and how to allocate contract revenue and contract cost. This is the main objective of AS7. There may be following two ways to determine profit or loss. On year to year basis based on percentage of completion or on completion of the contract. Profit or loss can be determined after the entire contract gets over on completion of the contract. Let it take 1 year, 2 year, 3 years or on year to year basis based on percentage of completion. However, as per the revised standard, only percentage of completion method can be used for recognizing the revenue. This method justifies the accrual system of accounting, which is fundamental accounting assumption. So AS7 recognizes only percentage of completion basis for determining profit or loss. Calculation of profit or loss of a construction contract. Profit or loss of construction contract is equal to contract revenue minus contract cost. If contract revenue is more than contract cost, then there is profit. If contract cost is more than contract revenue, then there is loss. Measurement of contract revenue. As per para 31 of accounting standard, the contract revenue and contract cost associated with the construction contract should be recognized with reference to stage of completion of the contract activity at the reporting date, that is balance sheet date. This is generally referred as the percentage of completion method. Under this method, revenue is recognized as revenue in the statement of profit or loss in the accounting period in which work is performed. The accounting period in which the work is performed, that is, work is carried out, in that accounting period only, the revenue is recognized. Determination of stage of completion. There are three methods of determination of stage of completion. As per AS7, percentage of completion method is used for determination of profit and loss. So that is the reason why percentage completion, stage of completion is to be determined. There are three ways: cost to cost method, by survey of work performed, and third is completion of physical proportion of contract work. First method is most commonly used, that is cost to cost method. The percentage of completion would be estimated by comparing total cost incurred up to date with total cost expected for the entire contract. Percentage completion is equal to cost to date, that is cost incurred up to date, multiplied by 100 divided by cumulative cost incurred plus estimated cost to complete. By using this formula, percentage of completion is calculated. Current revenue from contract is equal to contract price multiplied by percentage of completion minus revenue previously recognized. While calculating the contract cost to date, following contract cost should be excluded. Cost incurred up to date you are supposed to find out for calculating percentage of completion, and for calculating cost incurred till date, some of the costs are to be excluded. These costs are contract costs that relate to future activity on the contract, such as cost of material that have been delivered to a contract site or set aside for use of a contract but not used unapplied. Any material which has been delivered at the contract site but which has not been used, which is in stock, which is not to be considered in contract cost. Payment made to subcontractor in advance of work performed under subcontract. If any payment is made to subcontractor in advance of work, then that is also not to be considered. Second method is by survey of work performed. Contractee, his employee, his architect, his engineers, they survey the work performed, and on that basis they determine the stage of completion. Third method, completion of physical proportion of contract work. Now supposing if The contract is for construction of four-story building. If only built, first floor is built, then 25% of work is completed. Like that, completion of physical proportion of contract work. Contract cost consists of the following: site labor cost including supervision, cost of material used in construction, depreciation of plant and equipment used on the contract, cost of moving plant, equipment and material from contract site, cost of hiring plant, cost of design and technical assistance, estimated cost of rectification and guarantee work including expected warranty cost, claim from third parties pre-contract cost if it is probable that contract will be obtained. Pre-contract cost is before entering into contract. If any cost is incurred, that is known as pre-contract cost. But if it is probable that the contract will be obtained, then and then only it is to be included in contract cost. These costs should be reduced by incidental income, if any, not included in contract revenue. For example, sale of surplus or scrap material, disposal of plant and equipment at the end of the contract. If this sale of scrap material, disposal of plant, equipment at the end of the contract is not included in contract revenue, then this incidental small income is to be deducted from the contract cost. Contract cost consists of the following also: cost attributable to contract. These costs are insurance, cost of design and technical assistance, that is not directly related to a specific contract, construction overheads. Cost specifically chargeable to customers under the terms of contract. These costs are some general administration cost for which reimbursement is specified, that is about reimbursement of this general administration, if it is specified in the contract, then it is to be included in the cost. Development cost, reimbursement of any other cost. Cost excluded. Following costs are excluded from the contract cost unless specifically chargeable under terms of contract: general administration cost, selling cost, research and development, depreciation cost of idle plant and equipment. Idle plant and equipment is plant and equipment which has not been used for construction purpose. Cost incurred in securing the contract. Pre-contract cost if it is not probable that contract will be obtained. However, costs that relate directly to a contract and which are incurred in securing the contract, if they can be separately identified and it is probable that contract will be obtained, such costs are also included in the contract cost. Now we'll see contract revenue consists of what? Contract revenue consists of the following: revenue or price agreed as per contract, revenue arising due to escalation clause. We'll see what is the meaning of escalation clause after some few slides. Claims. Claim is the amount that contractor seeks to collect from customer as reimbursement of cost not included in contract price. If any cost is not included in contract price and contractor has done a job which is not included in contract, then he can claim it from the contract. Increase in revenue due to increase in unit of output. Increase or decrease in revenue due to change or variation in scope of work to be performed. Incentive payment to the contractor. Decrease in contract revenue due to penalties. Basic principles of recognition of revenue and expenses. Revenue is recognized in the period in which work is performed. Expenses are recognized in the period in which the work to which expense relate is performed. So in the period in which work is performed, for that particular work revenue is recognized, and for that particular revenue whatever expenses are incurred, those are recognized. Matching concept, matching of revenue with expenses. Conditions for recognizing the contract revenue. The total contract revenue can be measured reliably. It is probable that economic benefit associated with contract will flow to the enterprise or contractor. The contract cost and cost up to the stage of completion is measured reliably. Contract cost attributable to contract can be clearly identified. And these are the conditions for recognizing the revenue. It should be easily, reliably measured total contract revenue as well as the contract cost up to the stage of completion. Revenue and cost must be measured reliably. Then and then only it can be recognized as revenue. And future economic benefits associated with contract should be receivable to the contractor. That should be the probability. And contract cost attributable to contract can be clearly identified. You should be able to identify the cost with contract. Then only it is to be recognized. Uncertainty in collection amounts to expenses. When an uncertainty arises about the collectability of an amount already included in contract revenue and already recognized in profit and loss statement, it amounts to expense. If any revenue is already recognized in profit and loss account but there is uncertainty about its collection, then it is to be considered as expenses. This amount which is not possible to collect is recognized as an expense rather than as an adjustment to contract revenue. So contract revenue is not adjusted in this case, but this is to be considered as expenditure. When outcome of contract cannot be estimated reliably, the revenue should be recognized only to the extent of contract cost incurred of which recovery is probable, thus no profit is recognized. However, contract cost recovery of which is not probable is recognized as an expense resulting in loss. If it is not possible to recover the contract cost, then it is to be recognized as expense which will result in loss. But when the uncertainties no longer exist and contract outcome can be reliably estimated, recognition should be done as per this accounting standard. So after the uncertainties go off, then in that case the revenue can be recognized as per this accounting standard. Provision for expected losses. When it is probable that total contract cost will exceed total contract revenue, the expected losses should be recognized as an expense irrespective of whether or not work has been commenced, stage of completion of contract, the amount of profit on other contract which are not treated as a single contract. So it is to be recognized as an expense immediately if the contract cost exceeds contract revenue. So whatever is the loss, it is to be recognized as expense irrespective of whether the work has been commenced, what is the stage of completion of the contract, and supposing if 2 or 3 contracts are simultaneously taken up by the contractor, then it cannot be adjusted against some other contract. Effect of change in estimate in construction contract. As the recognition of revenue and expenses in construction contract is based on reliable estimate. Nevertheless, the estimate is bound to vary from one accounting period to another accounting period of the construction contract. The effect of change in estimate of contract revenue and contract cost is accounted as change in accounting estimate as per AS5. So these estimates can change and it is to be disclosed as change in accounting estimate as per AS5. As per para 21 of AS5, the change in accounting estimate does not bring the adjustment within the definition of an extraordinary item or prior period item. Therefore, changed estimates are used to determine the amount of contract revenue and contract expenses recognized in the statement of profit and loss in the period in which the change is made and in subsequent periods. Important terms of construction contract. Work certified is the work completed and certified by the engineer or architect of contractee. Contractee's engineer or architect goes and checks and certifies the completed work, which is work certified. If contractee's architect engineers goes when the work is completed but he does not certify it as complete, then it is known as work uncertified. Work uncertified is that which is completed but not certified by the engineer or architect of contractee. Work certified and work uncertified are part of work in progress and to be recorded in contract. Retention money. Retention money is an amount held back from payment made under a construction contract. It is generally held by contractee to ensure that contractor performs all of its obligations under the contract. Next is escalation clause. An escalation clause is a clause in a contract that guarantees a change in agreement price once a particular factor beyond control of either party affecting the value has been determined. This clause authorizes the contractor to claim higher value for the contract. Sometimes the prices of material, labor charges increase. So in this case, the contractor will be at loss. So escalation clause will be included in the agreement so that contractor can claim higher value than the contract price. Disclosure by contractors. The method used to determine the stage of completion of contract in progress. Various methods are there for determining stages of completion. Mostly cost to cost method is most commonly used, but it is necessary to disclose that. Method used to determine the contract revenue recognized in the period. As per AS7, percentage of completion method only is to be used, but it is to be disclosed. In addition to policy disclosure, following disclosure is also required to be made by contractor. The amount of contract revenue recognized in the period, contract cost incurred and recognized profit less recognized loss up to the reporting period. That means contract revenue, contract cost, profit is to be disclosed, advanced received from contractee, gross amount due from customers for contract work, gross amount due to customer for contract work. Now, for calculation of this, if cost incurred till date plus recognized profit minus recognized loss minus progress billing is positive, then it is gross amount due from customer. If it is negative, then it is gross amount due to customer. Minus into bracket recognized loss plus progress billing. That's why cost incurred till date plus recognized profit minus recognized losses minus progress billing. If you get the positive figure, then that is to be treated as gross amount due from customer. If it is negative, then it is gross amount due to customer for contract work. In this particular video, we have seen Accounting Standard 7, applicability of AS7, objectives of AS7, types of construction contract, contract cost, contract revenue, important terms in construction contract, and disclosure by contractor. Thank you.